Hey guys, welcome to podcastvideos.com. I'm your host for this special series, Parker. I'm kind of the studio designer here originally, but also kind of brand development, marketing, a few different things. I want to introduce you to our newest member of the team.
Let's go.
Mr. Jeremiah Pickett.
Let's go.
He's here for, how long have you been here?
It's my third day.
Third day, so 72 hours. So it's fresh.
Not even home.
Yeah, so I mean, you're getting a real review of what it's like to be in the studio in real time.
Yeah, baby.
I literally came to you 10 seconds ago and said, hey, let's cut a podcast.
Yep.
So what we want to do, this is kind of a cool series. We had the idea of a minute ago. Start introducing our team out. You know, we've got a great group of team here we got Dan, Bob, Nathan, we got Greg, more or less.
Yep.
We got yourself, me, then we got Eric. We'll see if we'll tag Eric in this or not. If we have enough time.
Yeah.
But just kind of a quick intro series for people, especially I think it's important for you. So you're going to be working that front desk. People are going to be coming into the space. Some of you may have already been in here. Some of you may have not. But if you haven't, usually Jeremiah is going to be the man that you see sitting front and center. So I just wanted to give you a minute to introduce yourself, kind of talk through a little bit of your background, and then what you're maybe excited about. Any questions you may have for me, we're going to kind of turn it into a Q&A.
Yep.
Because it's almost like you're, in a way, our target audience already because you know a little bit about us. Obviously, you know, you've been here for 3 days, but I know you still have a ton of questions.
Yeah.
So do you give everybody a minute, just introduce yourself, then let's dive into it a little more.
I'm Jeremiah Pickett. Everybody calls me Baang. So super excited to be here.
So we got to jump in on that. We can't just breeze over. You can't have a name and not go into detail with it. Okay. So where does Baang come from?
Yeah. So it's
what does it mean?
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's my nickname. Came from older brother back when I was younger. And it's also my artist name. So it's an acronym for Believe, Aspire, Achieve, Now Go.
Nice.
So I do music and all types of, fun entertainment stuff. And so that's what Baang is. It's my nickname turned artist name, and you know, my friends' family call me Baang. So
very cool. And to give people kind of a behind the scenes look, so we at Podcast Videos have kind of a sister company that we work with called Love More Records, who Baang is an artist with.
We made it out of them starving streets, what out there like the lottery. Bust it down clean with all my kings. Street to game like Monopoly. My brother got cutters like razors. He told me he's trying to get busy. Yeah. I told him he needs some new neighbors because right now he's.
So kind of behind the curtains reveal there a little bit. He's got some fantastic music. Check him out on Spotify, everywhere you want to get him. You know channels better than I do.
That's it. Everywhere you listen to music.
Yeah. So he's out there. He's got some fantastic music. We blare it in the studio quite a bit.
Yeah.
Have a good time with it. But so kind of tell me a little bit. I know you're brand new to it, so you're gonna be working that front desk.
Yep.
So kind of what's gonna be your main job role in that?
Yeah, man. So I'm a customer success specialist. So whenever you come into Podcast Videos, first thing we want to do is make you feel welcome, make you feel at home, make you feel like the best thing in the world, because that's you are. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'll be doing initially. Some scheduling stuff, also some like maybe marketing and promo things as well. But yeah, anything to make the user experience better, more comfortable, whatever we can do, get you a beverage.
Love it.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're on.
So, I mean, as y'all know, I mean, some of you may not. Again, there's more info for this on our website at podcastvideos.com. But when you come in here, us as a studio as a whole, you know, it's in the name, podcasting is what we do.
Yep.
But what it is at our essential core is we're helping people create content.
Yep.
So we're giving them the studio for audio and video space. So in reality, when people come in, they book an hour session, and we just help you record that stuff. You know, we're not here to, change everything around every single time. It's nice, clean studios. We can change the accent lightings. I've been doing some equipment series videos talking about some of the equipment that we feature in each space.
Dope.
But what's awesome is like I said, Jeremiah, like he mentioned, he's going to be coming in. He's going to be that face that greets you. He's going to know that you're coming in. He'll have the room that you've selected prepped and ready to go.
Yep.
But you get that 1 full hour of recording time. And so I think there's a lot of people that still, and I get this all the time, and you will as you kind of work that front desk more. People that walk in and go, hey, what's your podcast about? And it's like, well, we're starting one. You and I have a couple of ideas in the work that I think are going to be a good time. If you see an E-Mach Mustang driving around town with us in the front seat, just don't report us, but feel free to say, hey, it's going to be a good time. Yeah, we'll have a good time with it.
Yeah.
But really what it is they're like, what do we do? So kind of part of this is introducing everybody to the team, but then also kind of great for you too, being new into it. I can kind of speak into a little bit about why we're here for it. And again, it's that easy space. You always know your cameras are going to be in focus. You always know it's going to be high def. Your lighting is going to be on point. Your audio is going to be fantastic. And it just takes that stress away. When you come from an artist world, I mean, I'm sure you've worked and spent time and tried to cut a recording or a snippet only to go back and realize, oh, I messed that up completely.
Yep.
And it's frustrating because you probably had times where some of the best stuff that you've put out didn't get recorded.
Yep.
And then there's no more dejecting of a feeling than that.
That's what the thing that stood out to me the most about podcast videos is everything is just A1 quality. You can cut a podcast at the house and we encourage it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, but you come here and you know that you're going to get the premium bleeding edge quality on your microphone, on your cameras, and even the service, not trying to toot our own horn, but we know what we're doing here. And so
it's fun, man. That's what I tell you.
Fun.
One of the things I told you when you first come on, it's like, man, the one thing that I love about being, because I spent some time at that front desk right when we opened, the one thing that I love about this space is that every time somebody comes in, they're like, it's coming to do something fun. 99% of the time. It may be a little bit different scenario for everybody. And one of the greatest things too is that most time when people leave this space, they're in a better mood sometimes than when they came in, which is great because you're sitting here having a good time, like talking with friends. It may be with your family, it may be with coworkers, whatever it may be. But what's awesome is at the end of the day, you have that content that will live forever, essentially. But again, you kind of spoke on having that high end quality of technology with everything, and something that I kind of like that you said over the last couple of days is we kind of walk through the processes of what it's like to record a podcast in the space from our technical side of it. As you said multiple times, and I like this, you go, there's got to be more steps to what this is because it seems almost too easy to do.
Man, it's so ergonomic and user friendly. This is my third day, and if you throw me in the fire right now, I'm pretty confident I might be all right. You know what I mean? I might have to call you and ask some questions.
I think you got it. Yeah.
Man, everything is just so press play, on to the next. Press, you know what I mean? And so,
man, that's the big kind of when we design this space. There's a lot of stuff out there similar to this. When we kind of did the research for digging into the design for this, we looked at mostly larger metro areas. Like we went to looked at Dallas, KC. LA, various places like that. But a lot of them are self-service. It's like you'd sign up a membership, I get you a key fob, kind of like a gym fitness would.
Oh, wow.
And so you come in, we teach you how to use that equipment, kind of go through like an introductory course. Then it's up to you. But man, like there's so many things that can go wrong. Let's say when we originally toyed with that idea a little bit, you get an amazing guest on. Let's just say you get a high-level artist that just happens to be in town and is like, hey, I'll come on and talk with you a little bit.
Right.
But let's say that's a self-service place. You come in, you do that, and you just happen to gap and forget to hit record. That person doesn't even live here.
Right.
And now they're gone, and you realize 30 minutes later that, I didn't even record any of that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of when we looked into this setup, we wanted to avoid it. Because,
I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man.
I mean, or if they leave with the fob.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. So, different things like that. Then you got the whole logistics behind keeping up with who's got a membership and who's got a fob and deactivating and reprogramming. It's just, there's a lot to it, but that stuff can be worked out. Essentially, it's that whenever you come in here and you sit and you talk and you leave, somebody's greeting when you come in, someone's saying goodbye to you when you leave, and you know that equipment and that process is going to be handled by a person every time, and it's going to be clean and organized, and you don't have to worry about it. Like that, hey, my recording's in good hands, it's safe. Depending on what package, we've got the raw file packages, but then we've got the edited side of things too, where we'll edit the podcast for people. The biggest thing too is you get back in 72 hours.
Wow,
and that's one of the biggest things when I've been giving studio tours to people. They'll talk you through. It's like, well, what's the process for this? I'm like, you get it back in 72 hours, fully edited, ready to be pushed on YouTube or wherever. And they're just like, really that quick? And
I was talking to Bob about that. The thing that impressed me the most was that right there. Out of everything, out of the fact that these cameras are top notch, these microphones are A1, everything is wonderful. You know what I mean? The thing that got me the most was every podcast is turned around in 72 hours. That means I can record it Monday and upload it on my social by Wednesday or Thursday.
Edited. That's the thing too.
Edited, clean, crisp, top quality. Oh, shoot.
Because that's the thing. We'll take all of this. Some people think, well, there's a producer cutting it live. None of that is. It's right now, this isn't live. It's we've already messed up a couple times. We'll cut it out on the back end. Nobody will ever know. That's what's fantastic about it. So you never have any idea. We got you. But what's great is these are all saved as individual files. So we can make that cut. Let's say get the sudden urge where I'm going to cough up a storm. Well, nobody wants to hear that on a podcast.
Right.
So we cut it out on the back end. It's no big deal. So the audio files or video from the right there just messed up. The audio, we'll leave that in just for the audio. The audio files are separate from the video files, which is fantastic. And then like whenever I send you that fully edited podcast, you also have those raw clips. Yep. So let's say you as kind of a social media guru, you can get on and say, yeah, this podcast was great, but I just want to pull a bunch of my own clips. You have that stuff at your disposal.
Yep.
And it's all Google Drive. You know, we send you a link to it for coming from you.
Yep.
You know, Jeremiah sends you a link to it. You can access it at any time. It's easy to manage, easy to organize. And it just makes it simple for the customers, man. That's the biggest thing, is make it turnkey, make people, and again, when we sat down to talk about this, kind of speaking into, it's not always the easiest. I mean, you are a artist. I've seen you standing on top of speakers, stopping songs, telling people to restart because the energy's not there.
Yeah.
But whenever we sat down in here just a minute ago, you were like, oh, I kind of got
I like
me
the mic on, man. The camera's in my face.
Just different.
Yeah, it is different.
So the good thing about that is it's not live, man. And and that's what's so good, is that having us here, and you in particular, you know, running all of this, it gives people that ability to not have to worry and stress about it. You know, because now you don't have to pay attention to it. I can just focus on what I want to talk about. And that's the biggest thing to the customers. It's just it's valuable for them.
Totally.
Because we've had a lot of people come to us, like just since we've opened, that's like, yeah, I've got a podcast, but I have like 8 episodes that I've recorded. It just takes me so long to edit them. And it's like, come to us, we'll help you edit it down. But it's that 72-hour turnaround, man.
Well, I'll tell you
what. That's the thing.
Along with the turnaround time, I think the coolest thing is we're real people.
Yeah.
So you come, you know what I mean? Like I'm a bit old school in my ways, man. Like I know now we're getting to everything's automated and AI. And you know, you go to the grocery store, you don't have to even look at a person, and you know, cool. You know, but at the same time, it's just real neat to be able to come in here, see somebody shake their hand. We have conversations with, you know, some of our friends. I don't even want to say clients, like our friends now at this point. You know what I mean? That come in and
they'll just stop in when they're not even recording.
Literally.
Just come and stay in the lobby and chat with us, which we love. We love when people do that. You know, it's fun, and that's the kind of energy that we want to have in a studio like this. Is it's a place to. There's a purpose to it. I'm coming in to create content. I'm coming in to do work, but at the same time, like, it's fun stuff, man.
Absolutely.
Like, there's no reason why it has to feel like work. You know, most people it's for a podcast side of things, but there's a lot of people that use it from a business standpoint.
For sure.
You know, and that's kind of one of the things that I'm trying to really task myself with, is help people realize that vision of, it doesn't have to be for just a personal podcast. Like, man, we've talked about this before, you and I, as you touched on doing some marketing stuff, which you and I are going to kind of work in collab on that. And man, to be able to come in here and sit down, you and I have been recording for maybe 10 minutes now. We could easily turn that into 30 to 40 social posts.
Oh, God.
Easily.
Minimum.
I mean, it's crazy. And so that's what people have to realize, too, is that, yes, I'm coming in and, hey, it's an hour at a time. Maybe I got to take it out of my work schedule. But from a company side of things, man, I got a month's worth of social media from 1 hour of studio time, you know? And so that's what's so invaluable, is just the ability to continue to utilize that content outside of the longer form recording. And that's the greatest thing about it. You don't have to come in and talk for an hour, man. You could come in and we could just simply have we could go through 5-10 minute conversations of what we're going to do for, you know, team meetings or newsletters or whatever. It doesn't have to be let's have an interview, hour-long podcast.
Dude.
We could even just come in here and sit down with a big, long script and do 30-second snippets.
I mean, if you're a company and you got a lot of stuff going on, why not get in here, tell your followers, subscribers, supporters what you got going on for that month or that quarter, and put it out.
It's easy, man.
It's simple.
Throw your logo up there. We change the lighting color to match. It looks like it's your own space.
This is history.
And you just don't have to worry about it, man. I mean, it's easier for, you can give that to your marketing. If you own your own company, you have a marketing team. Hey, guys, here's a full video. They can split it, tear it apart, do whatever they want to do with it. And it's taken out of their hands. You don't have to put that space up in the corner of your office. But that's one of the things that we're trying to do, too, is like, hey, let's say I am a marketing agency, for example. I'd love to build a studio inside my space. Talk to us. Like, that's kind of why we're here too. We're going to help. You haven't kind of seen this side of it yet, but we will actually come to you, see your space, and like help you build it out. That's kind of a service that we're working into.
That's pretty cool.
Because some people just, maybe they don't have the ability to come here. Like, let's say you love it here. But say you didn't work here, but you can only record in the evenings, which we're always flexible on hours. But you're like, hey, I couldn't record till 10 o'clock every night. Well, let me come by, take a look at your home space. I'll come by, get you like, hey, this would be your best place to set up. This is the equipment list that'd be fantastic for you. So we could do at-home setups too, which is better.
Are you saying podcast videos is a one-stop shop for all your needs?
Oh, everything, man.
Okay.
Yeah, especially the website. So the podcast, that .com of it, which is fantastic about us. The name is the website.
Yeah.
But like people will notice when you land on our webpage, which I'm sure you did when you first started looking at it, it doesn't take you into book a session.
Right.
It takes you into content.
Yeah.
It's written content. It's articles. It's how-tos. And Dan, who will also be meeting in this series, you're actually the first person in the series.
Let's go.
But Dan, who's our content guy, is going to be, he's the one that's doing all that. So he's just sits back in that computer like an old school news journalist, man. And what he's doing is he's searching, seeing what's out there, what's trending on platforms, what policies are being worked into, everything.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to help it easy, make it easy for people.
Yeah.
So we give you all the tips and tricks. We kind of tell you the secret to the recipe. I mean, I've been going through the series of equipment, all that kind of stuff. And we're continually adding more videos to it. At the end of the day, we want to make podcasting easier for everyone.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that hard of a thing. So there's tips and tricks everywhere on there. But at the end of the day, if you're like, man, there is a lot that goes into it. I mean, if we're honest, there's a lot of process that goes into getting the files, exporting them, uploading them, editing, all that stuff.
Totally.
So if you, at the end of the day, you're just like, man, we gave you the resource on how to do it, but you're just like, man, it should be easier for me to come in the studio. Yeah. That's why the studios exist.
Right.
Just to make things, again, that much easier for people. So I'll let you kind of close it with this. I'm going to kind of get like if you had to make a podcast, what would be the name of it? And then what are you most looking forward to about kind of joining the team here and seeing how it grows? So podcast name first. Let's see. Actually, let's back that up. Let's do what you're excited about.
Yeah.
That way you can be thinking about the podcast name because it's crucial.
Yeah.
What you're going to name it. I'm going to judge you based off of it.
Yeah, for sure. And so will they. And,
I know, right? Exactly.
So will they.
Right.
Excited about just the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I genuinely mean that. The people that I've met in 3 days is just like amazing.
Yeah.
People so welcoming, so inviting.
Yeah.
Great stories, not even just what people are sharing in these rooms, but they walk out of here, you spark up a conversation, and you're talking for 20 minutes with somebody that you met that day. And so it's just, that's dope. I'm excited about that, just the people.
And you're a big community guy. I mean, I know you do a lot of community stuff. I know you sit on the board for downtown Bentonville, I believe it is.
Yep.
So I know community is important to you, and touching on what you did a little bit earlier, not to backtrack too far, but you'd mentioned with technology and AI and everything these days, like as human beings, we still crave that human interaction, man. And so that's what's so nice about having like you at that front desk, like greeting everyone, having a good time. Like you told Matt earlier, there would be a security, we'll keep the paparazzi out. Like we got you.
Yeah, we got you.
So it's just, man, it's one of those things that I think is just going to be a good time. Like, I mean, and that's what it is. And that's one of the things that I've loved so much about what we've been doing here is we don't always hire based on your skill set. We base on kind of your character and who you are as a person. Because, I mean, if the team's working together and I like you and I want to work hard for you, I mean, at the end of the day, we all are important steps in that machine.
Yeah.
And so if I don't like the person that I'm working with, I don't really care if we really get that many people.
It's going to be tough to get anything done.
Exactly. Yeah. So that community, that person side of it is a big one.
Yeah.
So, final moment.
Yeah, man.
What would it be? What would be the name and what would it be or anything in the world. Don't limit yourself to like, well, this could be reasonable. Anything.
I'm going say.
Ooh.
Say.
One word or two?
It's 2 words. Say. Yeah.
Okay.
You create the logo.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, you create the logo.
I got you.
Say. I guess that's a tagline in my music. I say that all the time before like I start, rapping or something. And I didn't know that. People pointed that out to me. They're like, hey, Baang, say. I like that. And I'm like, okay, bet. Yeah. That's the podcast name.
I like that.
We're talking about holistic health. So how, like, connection, right?
Yeah.
Like that's something that's important. You need connection. The first need that's not physical, so food, water, is like connection. The need to feel,
Absolutely.
You know what I mean, seen and heard. And so talk about how that type of stuff affects us, and current events, a little bit of everything. It's a coverall,
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. Actually, I know a great spot. You start cutting a podcast when you're ready for it. It'll be a good time. Make it easy.
Yeah.
I'm going to get on the calendar and be like, say, like, hang on a second. I know who's...
You know some good people that can take care of you?
Yeah, we can take care of it. But I mean, you got to set yourself up. I mean, you are the studio guy now.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so that, and then I know we've been kind of touching and toying with that idea of kind of the podcasting car. Yeah. So for people that don't know, we have a Mustang Mach-E, which if you've been to the studio, you've seen it.
You've seen it.
It is wrapped. It's loud. It's got a lot going on. But I believe, and I'll cut this out if it's not true, and if it's not, maybe just saying this will help keep us accountable.
Come on.
Doing a little, let's just drive around town, man. It's a marketing with a car, but it's just me and you talking about whatever it may be in the front. So I think that'd be a good time.
This is holding us accountable.
Yes.
And make sure we do this.
If we don't, I need a comment all over this. So if you're watching this on YouTube, comment on it. If you're watching it on our website, if you actually get on and subscribe to the website, we have a comment section on there. So people could actually hop in the comments on that.
That's dope.
So if you don't see us mention something on it soon, it's probably Baang's fault.
Kick our butt.
No, it's actually probably Eric's fault, if anybody. Let's blame Eric always. But overall, I think it'd be a good time, man. It'd be a good time. People would see us out. We'd have a good time. We're going to try to be a lot better about being at a lot of community events.
Absolutely.
We've got some ideas in the work that could be really cool offerings out there for people to get involved at social events as well. So,
and let us know if y'all have ideas, things that y'all think we should do and get involved in. Like,
that's the greatest thing about it, man. This is a startup company. A lot of people, I think, see it and they think, oh, this, how many branches do y'all have? And it's like, this is it, man.
This is it.
We have a piece, you saw it yesterday. We have a piece of graph paper that has this drawn out on it. That is like the first idea.
Yep.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this. I mean, I had a good time. It's obviously excited to have you on board. I've known you a little bit before this, but to officially get you on the team, man, I think I'm excited because me kind of having helped create this a little bit, especially from a studio side. It's kind of, I mentioned this to you yesterday. It's like it's a kind of a baby of mine.
Yeah.
And so I want it to be successful, and I want to make sure those people are taken care of. The second we came in and talked with you kind of in an interview process, it was like you left, and you don't know this, but you left, and me and Bob looked at each other, but I was like, I'm good with it. Like he's going to do great.
That means a lot.
So we called you, I think, the next day and was like, yeah, you got the job. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, everybody come in, say hey to Jeremiah, Baang, Pickett, JP, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever you want to call him. He'll be up there at the front. I'm usually here. If you know anyone who wants a studio tour, definitely reach out to us. Again, come by anytime, Monday, Friday, 8 to 5. Doors are always open. Booking is always done by reservation, just from a, obviously a logistics standpoint.
Yep.
But just open for studio tours anytime. Feel free to swing on by. So, Jeremiah, thanks, man.
Appreciate it,
Enjoyed it. We will chat soon.
We'll
get y'all stay tuned for the rest of the team member series. We're going to get Dan on, who's doing the content. Like I mentioned, we're going to get Nate. Nate's kind of our brain IT guy on the back end. He's the one that does a bunch of stuff that nobody else understands, and he's got 5 screens going at any one time.
Literally.
We got Bob doing operations. We got Eric running the whole show, more or less. We don't want to give him too much credit. And then we got Greg running all the finance stuff. So he's keeping us in check of me saying, "Hey, Greg, I want to buy this for the studio," and he's like, "Nah, probably not. Shouldn't." Yeah. So that's probably good. Probably need that.
Yeah, we need Greg.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're coming to the end of the video here. It's been a great time sitting here talking with Baang, but we kind of have come across a little bit of a hiccup.
Yeah.
So a sign-off. Everybody needs their just do it, their whatever it is.
Yep.
So
Red Bull gives you wings.
Red Bull gives you wings, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we need one of them.
So Baang, with a little bit of assistance of AI.
I'm not going to say that.
Well, we may not have to.
Baang,
Baang, solely, in his own creative mind.
No chat GPT.
So what we're thinking, and again, get feedback from you guys, see the sound. I like it.
I like it.
I think it's clean, and it kind of gives our whole purpose of this. We got the podcast, we're bringing the video to
Let's
it.
go.
Like, get that exposure to it, man. You're already coming in and cutting audio. Just add the video to it. See the sound.
The more you say it, the more it has that
clean, man.
Y'all got to let us know.
I'm going to put it on a bumper sticker.
I'm sold.
On my gravestone. See the sound. It's applicable to everything in life. See the sound. Dude, I love it. I mean, hey, see the sound, Baang. And I hope I go out before you so you can see that.
Here lies Parker. See the sound.
Dash Baang.
I like it.
You're the author.
I like that.
Yeah. 2024.
Let's go, baby.
All right, guys. So again, thank y'all so much. We'll see if it works.
Let's go.
For podcast videos, I've been Parker.
I'm Baang.
See the sound. Until next time. I think I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it.
I like that.
I'm just going to leave it. See the sound.
I like that.
All right, I like that.